Okay, day 11.5. So this is the second stream for today of coding my startup. For Salesforce ecosystem, we are building here a platform where you can learn how to code, where you go from complete zero beginner to actually being good with the Salesforce development. And currently, I am struggling with almost everything. So the most thing that I'm struggling with is actually deploying my app and see that the connection to the Salesforce works. So the typical problem, the app works locally, it doesn't really work. Doesn't really work when you deploy it. So that's why smart people say that you should deploy often. So this stream won't be super big because super long, as usually I do, but this is a different time, so maybe someone who just for the first time here, welcome everyone. So I'm gonna write welcome to the day 11.5. Alright, and I'm gonna check that the stream is going. The stream is actually going. That looks good. And I'm sharing my screen. So that's what I've got. I've got here my Vercel app. This is the app that is used for deploying stuff with Next.js. Not the app, the website, the infrastructure, I could say. Now the thing is, I was reading a lot in the meanwhile between the streams about the components, and it turns out they're actually not that hard to understand. And I've done a few tutorials, I've done a few things, so I understand so much more than I used to understand. And the biggest question that I had is, let's say we go here, we visit. This is what I have so far. So we have modules and we can write here some code. Now the problem is when I click on the connect org, I navigated to the emphatic hub, which is good. I have here saved, and here we go. And I have this one, which doesn't happen locally. So something is really strange happening there, and this is basically pretty much the goal for me, to figure out this thing. In the meanwhile, I took a break out of it because I wanted to read about what's actually happening with the, like, what are the server components. I've got here actually quite cool stuff. So I have here my to-do list, and I saved here a really good material about that explains what are the server components. And I think, oh, I think I didn't save it. Or I saved it somewhere else. Now everything's freezing here. Notion. Oh, come on. Okay, maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it's somewhere else. The resource that I wanted to share was called Josh, yeah, this one, Josh Kamel, and he has here making sense of React server components. I'm gonna paste it in the chat. So if someone really wants to understand the server components, they are really good. And I don't know why was it pasted in the wrong way. Why it doesn't just paste here this link? But anyway, so I think this is really good material. So if someone's studying this, read it. It's really cool. I liked it. But that doesn't help me to figure out those things. And the question is, how can I see the logs? So if I go here to the debug logs, I don't see anything. Let's say I want to have it live. Oops. Doesn't seem to respond that well. Okay, there are no logs. How can I... Okay, let's say I will refresh this page. Will it generate new logs? It won't, right? Okay, where's how to debug server, debug and troubleshoot log. I think you can't make a more simpler way than Vercel, right? But I still we still don't know, we still can find a way, even in such a simple tool. Like here, look at this, logs should be so easy to understand. No, doesn't work. Okay, so this is it? I remember I was watching one of the tutorials, and I think people said something like that you should use axiom, observe every event. Let's see. Maybe if I take this thing, maybe I could in real time stream events. Okay, what about Vercel? Okay, so the last one was 7 at 6 minutes. Okay, so if I refresh my page, is it going to create a new log here? It looks like, but it created, oh wow. Okay, so it created quite a lot. Oh, I see message. So okay, I see some logs. This is what I wanted. I'm not sure why I can't see those things in Vercel, because I'm quite sure this is exactly learn Apex eager. This is exactly the purpose. No, I don't need analytics project. I'm quite sure this is exactly the purpose of logs. Oh, I see the logs. So I somehow probably didn't just refresh. Okay, good. So we do get code. But here's the problem. Redirect URI mismatch. Redirect URI must match the configuration. Now this is the thing. So this is the tutorial that I was doing. So that's not what we are interested. We are interested in I think this one. I'm not sure anymore. I have so many. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I have here the redirect URI, but this is not the redirect URI I'm using. That's not the one that I'm using. So it should be actually, I think the URI should, the URL should actually match. Let's have a look. Connected apps, not connected apps. I think it's in the app manager. So come on, go on. App manager, test connected app. Let's click on view. Yeah, so this is what I've been using. And Let's see, maybe I'm using not test connected app. Maybe I'm using another one. Maybe I'm using this one. I don't think so. Okay, so here's the callback, the Cloud Prism. No, I don't think so, because otherwise I would get the error message even on my front end, even on my local host. Okay, what if that's actually not... Okay, so this is this one, and what about test connected app? This is the one that I've been using. It's exactly like it. It's exactly like it. VI and then callback. Okay, let's ask actually ChatGPT. Maybe it can help. Maybe, or give some ideas about what's going on. Because this thing, it happens only when I deploy. URL mismatch. Okay, let's actually make sure that the variable, the deployment variable, how do we call them actually, those variables? I think they're called differently. What's the name? Environmental variable, exactly. Let's make sure that that's correct one. Redirect URL, okay. URI. Let's edit it. It is exactly the same. What if we add here this thing? Maybe that makes a difference. Let's try it out. Let's delete all of this and go to the app. Pricing. The most interesting part that we actually get the ID. So error redirect URI mismatch, error description, redirect URI must match configuration. Okay. Okay, here's the log, and here's the code. The code, what do we have for the code? I think it's the header. Yeah, it is the header. 90 lines, I think it's gonna fit well. Right, so I have this, and probably I also want to mention that even though the code works locally, the error, let me write here. I'm getting the following error message when I deployed my app to the Vercel, and I could also specify here show the connected app. Locally also attached the screenshot of how to call this thing, connected app of connected app. What could be the reason? Here's the log. Please ChatGPT help me. No idea what to do about this. And the most interesting part is that we're actually getting the code. Redirect mismatch. Redirect URI missed. Okay, one of the things that I could actually do is I can actually put out what is the redirect URI. Well, which I kind of see already. It's not a surprise for me what is the redirect, right? This thing that is here. Redirect URI. Aha, so we still somehow try to call this one. That is reasonable. That is reasonable, actually. I mean, if I change it locally, it's not gonna. So if I change it to the environmental variable, it's not gonna change anything, right? Because it is in the git ignore anyway. So what if I have it hard coded somewhere? So we call here connect org, and in the connect org I use the redirect URI. So this redirect URI seems to be good. Let's actually hard code this thing. I know it's against the best practices, but why not? Then we can know for sure that that's not the... And I can also add here a little bit more log. So I can say console.log, redirecting to... And I think that's the variable, right? So that's the variable, and get authorization. Can I just display this value that I'm using? I think I'm gonna display this whole auth too. I'm gonna make json.stringify and auth2. I hope that it will work. What is the type? So if I look at this, I think I can just take this thing and then display. In the callback. Aha. So here in the callback I'm using, but I still don't really... Okay, so this is where we get the problem. Not in the check, not in the connect org. I think in connect org it should be working well. I think it should be working well. I'm still gonna copy it into the callback. And this is what I see. I see the code, right? So I see the code and then it fails. So the problem is definitely here. So I don't see this one, right, anymore. So it means that it fails on those two lines. If it fails in those two lines, let's first make sure that this one is, let's just hard code it for now. Because if we can identify where it fails, we can fix it. I'm thinking what can I output here so that I can see. So I'm outputting here code. Let me also output something else. Let me do something like console.log auth. Yeah, let's just do the whole auth too. And then probably we're not getting this anymore. Right, connection. What is the type of the connection? I don't think I can really output connection. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna get so many logs that are kind of not good. So, but I'm just gonna say connection here. That's good enough for me. Okay, now I need hard-coded URI. Commit and push. Absolutely not good. But if I can identify where this thing is failing, I can fix it. Serverless function. Okay, let's see. It should have started with the deploying. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's see. Hi, Debarco. Salesforce developer from India. Need some guidance regarding this tech stack. I have 1 year of experience. Started job after. Could know where I can ask you questions. Well, I don't really give guidance, but if you want, you can ask questions. I think on Trailblazer or something. So I'm not sure that I can help you with something. Okay, so variables, modules. Let's see. Still mismatch. Okay, but at least we should be able to see the logs, right? Logs. That looks different from what I had before. Well, I definitely get an error here. Response type code. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope that I will ship this whole thing for already in this month, and then maybe I'm gonna open up some features. Maybe you will be able to use it quite soon for practicing, because that looks like I'm struggling here, but there's also another team member that is working on this thing. So we're kind of like, what you see is kind of only 50% of the work that is getting done. So we are actually moving like twice as quick. On Monday, we will start combining what we have learned so far and what we have so far, and basically everything that we know both. So I think from Monday we'll be able to start already building the actual platform. Let's see, what if I get to live? Doesn't seem to work. Okay, again, ChatGPT, what does it say? Shows that the app trying to use this one. How does it know that it's trying to use this one? It doesn't. How? Why? How do you know? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. How do you know that it's... I can find it in the code. Yeah, so if I search for it, I don't see anything. How does it know that I'm using this one? Huh? Really? Wow. Wow. So ChatGPT just did URL decoding, and out of this, it could derive that the URL that I'm getting back is this one. This is so mind-blowing. This is so awesome. Like I would never get this. Like, look at this, localhost 3000. It could understand this. This is so awesome. Okay. Now it means that somewhere I have localhost, right? So I have another idea. What if I'm actually using another app, not the app that I'm thinking about? First, I'm gonna search here for localhost. Yeah, no, but it is not used. It is not used. It is not used. It is not used. Okay, so it is not used anywhere here. Does it mean that my connected app is expecting, or does it mean that I am setting the redirect URI to... So to check what app do we have, we actually need to go to the environmental variables, and I'm gonna copy paste this thing, and is the one your application is sending to Salesforce when it makes out. I don't know, maybe ChatGPT is just making out things. From what I have observed, you're building something like lead code, and I know that will be better than certs. Honestly speaking, I got certs by going through dumps, but building it practically using LWC, using Sokol showed me real knowledge comes. Yeah, man, using dumps really sucks. Like, don't do that. It doesn't bring you anything. Unless you're super desperate for the job and you know that it's gonna get you the job, like you're basically, I don't know, you're like dying from hunger or something, and you need to get the job. Using dumps for Salesforce is so, I don't know, it doesn't bring you anything. The biggest impact of using dumps is not that you're cheating on the certification. It's that you know that you didn't pass it by studying on your own. That's the biggest thing. So if you can, don't do that. Build the stuff on your own. Actually do the things and actually study for the certifications. You will learn so much more, because what does a certification mean if you can't perform on your job, right? Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, but it's not gonna bring yeah, that's I think it's one of the worst things that you can actually do for the careers are dumps, because everything else you're pretty much safe, right? So if you just work a job and then you, I don't know, work every day, you work 1 hour less, that's fine. You're still gonna get some improvement, right? I don't know, if you work but you don't progress, that's fine. But if you do dumps, I think that's the most painful thing, because you get this feeling, but then you kind of need to speak about your experience on the interviews and all that, so it's kind of meh. And another thing that it really hurts, we have certification inflation in Salesforce. It really hurts the ecosystem. So I'm gonna send here the callback, right? This is the function. So I'm gonna say that, hey, I'm actually hard coding this stuff. I don't think it's my app. Can it be the connected app? Maybe I am using another one. So one of the ideas that I have what's going on here is that actually this thing is not the app that I'm using. So I'm gonna download. I'm gonna go here to the app and let's see. Okay, I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna check with the environmental variables. Is it? Yes, it is what I'm using. Ah, damn it. So it is what I'm using. The request, the URL is basically hard coded there. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, show me. I think this thing shows much better. Okay, show me. Oh, it's a lot of updates. Okay, so here's some deployment stuff. Let me go back here, let me refresh and click on the connect org. And do I see here anything? I don't see here anything at all. Okay, what if I refresh here? Don't see anything here as well. Yeah, but I mean sometimes, so if you got the job with dumps, I think when people say that dumps are like hurting them or bad for the for ecosystem, which is true, but sometimes when you're really in a tough situation in life, you have to cheat, and you can cheat, and the stakes are high. It kind of justify to cheat. Like it's not black or white. I think if you're really in a tough situation in life and you need to get the job or you run out of the money, then you could do that. Still better not to do. Okay, I'm gonna be back in just a second. All right, I am back. That doesn't want to load. Source, what is the source? I see. Output, what is the output? No file selected, functions, logs. Okay, let me refresh again. Okay, so new logs, it shows the past 30 minutes. I mean, it looks like the logs that I'm searching for, right? But API connected org, I mean, it kind of looks like what I want, but why I don't get the error anymore? Because, okay, this is rebuild, but I used to get this like message thing, right? API callback and so on. Now I don't even get this. Okay, so and message. No, it doesn't show. It doesn't show anything. So this is the reality of just development. You're sitting there and you have no idea how to call it. Okay, let's say I want to go there. Not found. Aha. What if the URL is different? What is the URL that we need to send is different somehow? Unique view of the deployment. And what is this? Okay. And API. Callback. This doesn't work. Aha, look at this. Now I'm getting the logs. Which is good. Okay, at least we're getting something, so at least I can see the logs. Can I see the logs here as well? No, right? Live. Okay, so this is live. Refresh. Nothing. Aha. Okay, I do see something here. Okay, so this is live logs. This is the auth to. So redirect URL is this one. Connection here. So we are doing the connection. Alright, so this is on the callback, right? So this API callback. Yeah, this will be API callback. And connection here. We do have a connection. It fails here on the code. Connection.authorize. And what is the connection? Does the connection... okay, so this here, this one connection auth to, and then we pass the auth to there. So this one, this line, we never go to this line. All of that, I'm just gonna speak out to the ChatGPT. Okay, so I can do with it. Okay, so I can be more concise. Here's the log. This auth2. And I'm gonna copy also this part. Here's the function. Here is the function. It means that we are only getting until which line? So we're only getting until we're failing on this line. So we are failing. We're failing on this line. Even if the redirect right is the same, is correct. I would say is correct. What could be the reason? Oh, okay, trailing slash. Okay. I mean, kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, indeed. I included here's the slash because I thought why not. But we can remove it and I can say let's actually make it back to the redirect URI here because I kind of trust it more and we can much easier modify it here if we have it from the variables. So we have it here and I think I've been using it somewhere else as well. Root, and I've been using it here as well, like this, and I think it's good enough. Yeah, change it back to this one, and I can commit and I can push. Did I actually save this one? Yeah, I saved this one. That looks good. So now it's gonna redeploy again. And then I'm gonna see what ChatGPT says. Okay, so trailing slash. Okay, yeah, the slash could be actually the problem. To be URL encoded, yeah. Yeah, well, this is actually, this is possible, so that the connected app on Salesforce didn't really update. It's possible, but it's unlikely in this case. And let me go here to this connected app. And what if we need to include in both of them the trailing slash? Wizard mismatch. Now let me go to the environmental variables again and remove the slash. Settings, environmental variables, redirect. It does have a slash here. Could that be the reason? Let me save. Visit again, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna here empty cache just in case. Network. Okay, connect org. Still mismatch. Still mismatch. Well, how did I have it with the local host actually? Did I have the last slash there on the local host? I don't think so. No, I didn't have it. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. Is it still localhost? I don't think you can read out of it. No, you can. Here's what we get. So we definitely can see that here's URL. No, the redirect URL provides local. It is correctly set to the production URL as this one. Callback. Why? Okay, I see here the trailing one. I think it should not. Let's ask it. Should it include? Yeah, I know that the part with the Salesforce app configuration should work, because I know that I can from localhost I can connect, and I know that it works from localhost. I really hate connected apps in in Salesforce. This is hell. I don't know why they've done it so. I frankly don't even know if you could do it better, but it gives me nightmare. Okay, whatever is there's a trailing slash. Okay, let's see. So now I'm quite sure that there is no trailing slash here. And if I go here, I'm also quite sure that there's none here as well. I'm gonna click on save. And there's no update here. Okay. So, mismatch. Now that should have generated for me some logs. Where do I see logs? I don't see any logs. Logs. Let's do live. Okay, so let's click again. A little bit of chaos. Let's remove this part. Let's remove this part. This not found. This and now I don't have. Okay, now I don't have the app anymore. Where's my app? Here's my app. Ah, look at this. Why is this one different from learn Apex igorversel.com? Why am I sending this one? Wait. Which of them is the right URL? PI callback. This might be that might be the problem. We need to send here. What is the difference between those two URLs? What the hell? It's domains. Assign to deployment. I think it could be the problem. Let me try to do what I have. So I'm gonna go here to the logs, undefined. Oh, what is this? This is something new. Node environment was incorrectly set to dev. This value is being overridden into production. Ah, so okay, I see. We get different one depending on which instance we are using. So if it's this production deployment, I see. So we have kind of different types of them. So this is the production, and the another one would be the dev part. Okay, now it makes sense. So if I make a request here, I'm definitely gonna get the mismatch because this app doesn't have here. That's the wrong one. Now what if I set it to this one? Let's see. Save, continue. They say it takes up 10 minutes, but that's, as always, it's not really true. Okay. And then again, I need to go here to the settings and I need to set the environmental variables. To edit. And I copied exactly what they had there. Without any trailing slash. Okay, save. Now I don't really know when it's gonna take effect. So it might be that they already took. So if I refresh now and if I click on the connect org and I get the mismatch, it doesn't mean it is mismatching. It just means that maybe it was the connected app was not updated. Why can I access my app in Vercel from two different points? Like this one, and then there is another URL that I can use. Okay, let's try again. It's gonna say mismatch. $57. Didn't really say anything. Well, because this thing is actually the login, the Salesforce login, so it's not... what if we get... So this is the login page. So this is connect app. So what if we get... Maybe we get the error not on the callback actually, but on the connect org. This is just the reality. This is how I spent... This is how I spent my days. Let's say, what is the URL here? What is the URL here? I mean, we can kind of see it, right? We can see that this is still the old URL. Okay, so this is not the URL that I... This is not this URL. So that could be actually the problem. That could be the problem. Yeah, so this is this strange thing. And I don't know, why do I have multiple? Why do I have this one and why do I have the old one? So not the old one, I mean it's basically the same. Why do I have multiple URLs? This one and this one. Yes, so definitely what we see is that it gives me back the URL, the old URL, right? So if I click here on the connect, and if I go here, it gives me here Igor blah 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 blah, even though it should give me this one. We might have a few... One of the reasons could be that the connected app is not updated. That could be one of the reasons. But another reason could be that also this one was not updated. Environmental variables. So this is... wait a second. Why is it this one? Why is it this one? It should be this. Here we go. Please, I hope that will be the problem. Okay, so that was, we updated this one. Project, visit, I'm gonna refresh. Yeah, still. But let's see what kind of URL are we getting now. So we still get the blah blah blah. What if I need to rebuild? What if I need to rebuild this whole thing? Where's the deployment? Because you know what? We didn't. Yeah, so for example here. No, that doesn't have any influence. Okay, I forget again that env is not in the Git. Okay, it's not in the Git, and here we have dynamically set. So when we have, let's make sure that there's no error here. When I go to the settings and environmental variables, and I click on edit, that's the name, and now it looks like the correct callback. If I save it, I'm gonna trigger the deployment again. I'm gonna say redeploy. Maybe I need to redeploy all the time when I change some kind of environmental variables. I don't know. I wouldn't say so, because in my head, those variables is basically just a static file somewhere on the server, and they just access it. That's how I see it. What does ChatGPT say to me again? Branch previews, callback. Yeah, we don't have multiple. I wonder if I can actually remove all of them. Or should I just leave all of them checked? Probably I should leave all of them checked. Okay, so it looks like it's building. It usually doesn't take much time. It's usually very quick. Okay, so it was built, it was deployed. Now if I go visit, why does it send me here? Like, what the hell? Like, I was clicking before and it was sending me to the proper one. Now when I click on it, it sends me to this one. Why? This is very strange. It's very strange. Connect. It does work. It does work. Yes. Yes. It works. I don't know what is this warning, but it works. And we even have here the access token. So we can actually go and try modules, variables, and let's say I'm gonna write here variable class car. Go away this thing. Class car and public string motor run code. And it works as well. So the connection to the Salesforce works. The connection works. We could deploy it. And the code works. So the code writing part works. So when I click here, if I add here stuff, so let's say we see that color variable is correct. I mean, this I need to modify the how the description, but let's say I have here color and I run, and now the test 4 will be green. So everything works, the connection works. We could actually deploy the thing. It doesn't get anything from the database, but it does work. And I think this is awesome. And I think this is also a good place to stop. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow.